Bismillah. That is, oh. This is how your chicken tikka balti should look. I'm going to show you how to make it better than any restaurant out there. I promise. So the ingredients you're going to need is as follows, and please remember all of the ingredients along with the quantities will be listed in the description box. So please do check that out. If you get stuck on any of the ingredients or you can't make out what they are, refer to that. I have here sliced onions. I've got 750 grams of onions. These were 2 large onions and I've sliced them finely. I've got chicken breast fillet here. I've cubed it into nice chunky meaty tikka size pieces and just washed it and set it aside. We've got a can of chopped in tomatoes. We've got spices here, one to marinate the chicken and the other to go into the masala. So the marination for the chicken is really simple. It's dried tandoori masala. I use the Raja brand, but you can use whichever you want. And I've got 2 tablespoons of that heaped. I've got here some food colouring. Now, this is optional. I like to give it that bright red colour. If you don't want to add this in, you don't have to. But I do tend to get a lot of backlash from people saying I shouldn't be using colour. It's just colour. Don't like it, don't add it in, leave it out. I've got here some spices. We have salt, which is 1 teaspoon. I've got coriander powder, 1.5 teaspoons, 1.5 teaspoon of Kashmiri chili powder, which is going to give that beautiful colour, but mild heat. I've got a teaspoon of turmeric powder, haldi, and I've also got a teaspoon of regular chili powder for the heat element. We are also going to be adding some whole spices into this to flavour it. We have 1 bay leaf, a small cinnamon stick, 1 black cardamom pod, and I have here dried chilies. These are Kashmiri chilies and they're dried and I've only got 2 of these. Again, they will add a slight mild heat to the curry and they also add a lovely little colour to the curry as well. I've got a frozen piece each of ginger and garlic cubes here. If you don't have these, then you can use a tablespoon of the paste or puree, or fresh if you've got that, even better. And we've got oil. We are going to be finishing the dish off. Like I said, it's a luxurious dish. It's not one that can be enjoyed like on a weekly basis. This is something that is like a one-off thing. And this is the reason why my son requests it, because he loves this dish. And we have double cream, which is going to go in right at the end. But before that, we have kasuri methi, which is dried fenugreek leaves, homemade garam masala, and fresh coriander. So let's start cooking. Right, the first step is to marinate our chicken. And I've just got a larger bowl and I'm going to transfer the chicken into that. And then I'm going to add around a tablespoon of oil into that and the tandoori masala and the red food colouring, and just give everything a good mix. So all those chicken pieces are really nicely coated in that masala and turn lovely and red. There we are. Lovely colour, and that's how it looks. Now I'm going to be using the air fryer to cook this because it's a lot quicker. If you don't want to use the air fryer, pop it into the oven at 200 degrees C for 15 minutes. Right, you want a single layer of chicken in the air fryer for it to have a lovely little char on it. So the chicken's in the air fryer, again, 200 degrees C for 15 minutes, and just make sure you turn it halfway. So I'm going to go ahead and cook this and I'll show you how it looks once it's done. And the chicken tikka is all ready. So now we are going to prepare our masala. Right, I've got my pan on the hob. Gas setting is on a medium. And I'm going to add my oil in and just allow that to heat up. So you want a nice layer of oil. So it's approximately, I'd say around 180 ml of oil there. And just give that a couple of seconds to heat up. Right, so I'm going to add the onions in and we're going to fry them nice and slow for around 15 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes, until they take on a lovely golden brown colour. Now I will be cooking them without the lid on. Keep the heat setting on a medium and keep stirring them, moving around in that hot oil, and I'll show you how they look once they're ready. Right, totally forgot to add these in, the whole spices, the dried Kashmiri chilies, the bay leaf, the cinnamon stick and the black cardamom pod. So the onions have been frying away for around 18 minutes and this is how they look. They've got a lovely brown colour to them, a golden brown colour, and this is what we want. Now into this I'm going to add the ginger and garlic and just fry that for around a minute just to get rid of that rawness. Okay, so the garlic and ginger is done and I'm going to add the chopped in tomatoes into that along with all of the spices. Just give that a mix. And now I'm going to add some water into this just to help it cook. And now pop the lid on, lower your heat settings down to a low to medium. And we're going to cook this for around 8 to 10 minutes. Allow the tomatoes and the onions to cook down and break down even more, the oil to separate and come to the surface and around the edges. I'm going to keep an eye on it, do stir it in between, and if it needs a little bit more water, just add a little bit more in and just allow it to cook for that 8 to 10 minute window, and I'll show you how it looks once it's done. Right, coming back to check on the chicken, it's been 10 minutes. Oh no, it's not the chicken, the masala. It's been 10 minutes, it's been cooking away, and this is how it looks. So you see the oil separation happening. That is what we want. Now into this, we are going to add our pre-cooked chicken. So straight in and just give that a mix. Oh, it smells so good. Right, so once you've done that, we're going to add around a mug of water. So 100, not 100, 250 millilitres of, roughly of water. And what you want to do is just let that come up to temperature. So I'm just going to turn the hob on full. So this is now come up to temperature. I'm going to lower it down to a medium. And we are now going to be starting the crucial bunning process. And it's basically just cooking the chicken with the masala to develop the flavour. And we're going to do this for around 6 to 8 minutes. So keep it on a medium heat setting. Cook the chicken and the masala together. The masala is going to break down even more, give it more flavour and give it more depth. And the water that we added is going to be evaporating and it's going to be reduced. So I'll see you guys in around 8 minutes time once this is ready, and I'll show you how it looks. We're at the final stages now. The chicken has been cooking away for 10 minutes and you can see the water that we added has evaporated. The oil has started to separate and come to the surface again. So the bunning process is done. Now, what you want to do at this stage is go in with another mug of water and just give that a mix. And the second lot of water that we added is going to be for the sauce now. The first was to cook down that masala with the chicken and build that flavour profile. And the second lot of water is now going to create that beautiful glossy masala that you can scoop up with your naan. So now that that's come up to temperature, we are going to pop our lid on and lower the heat setting down, and we're just going to let that simmer away for 5 minutes, 5 to 6 minutes, and then we'll be ready to finish the dish off, and I'll give you guys a closer look when we do that. So see you guys back in 5.
What are you doing? Using my sharp ninja knife that she promised never to use because she's scared of it.
I'm not slicing anything with it, I am just chopping. I still need to be careful just in case I end up doing something silly. The chicken is ready. Let me give you guys a closer look. Beautiful. So this is now ready to be finished off. But just look at that. Chunky pieces of meat. Glossy masala. Oh, can't wait to dig into that. So the last few ingredients to add in is the homemade garam masala. Sprinkle that over. I'll leave a link for this in the description box because lots of you want to know how we make our garam masala at home, which we never buy shop bought. So check the description box for that, guys. Kasuri methi, dried fenugreek. Just crush that between the palms of your hands like that. Perfect. And give that a mix. At this stage, turn the hob off completely. because we are now about to add the double cream into this. So add a generous amount of double cream, just like that. Oh, and mix that in because you don't want that to split. And that is actually what makes a chicken tikka balti. Try a little bit of that. Oh, that is good. That is good. And then sprinkle over fresh coriander, just like that. Just look at that sauce or that masala and the chicken pieces. If that isn't making you salivate, then I don't know what will. Time to try this and tell you guys how it is. Bismillah. That is, oh, that is hot, but that is absolutely delicious. It's spicy, it's creamy, it's got that glossy masala that you're going to scoop up with those naans. Try the recipe out. Let me know in the comments below how you find it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.